Welcome to Know and Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva, and as always, I'm so happy to have you here with me. And today I'm going to be doing Resonance Part 2. Last week I shared a bit about resonance, what resonance is, love resonance, and I also shared how you might actually be rejecting information right now that is actually good for you just because your ego deems it to be dangerous, because it's just a little bit different from what you've been tapping into for most of your life. So anytime your ego encounters something new, it just says no to it because it doesn't really understand. So if you want to know more about this, or you're even curious about what I talked about in the first video, I'm going to be sharing a link to that at the end of the video, so make sure you tune in for that. So today I'm still going to be talking about resonance and how resonance affects relationships. So if you didn't see the previous video, I did share what love resonance is, and love resonance is basically you get in your life whatever you are a vibrational match to, which means that any situation, any experience, anything that you tapped into that are in your current reality, they are only there because you're a vibrational match to. The universe is matching the vibration that you're putting out to it. Okay, so how does resonance affect relationships? Here's what I've come to discover. Once you start working on yourself, once you start raising your vibration, which normally happens when we start connecting with our true self, our inner self, our spirit, or our soul, through activities such as meditation, breath work, journaling, going out in nature. There's so many activities out there that help you raise your vibration by connecting you to your soul. Once you start doing that, you raise your vibration. But what normally happens to the external environment once you start shifting your internal reality, because something always shifts, and I realized that there are three things that usually happen. The number one, you're either gonna be forced to leave that environment. Number two, that environment or that person will be forced to walk away from you. Or number three, you're going to change that environment to match the new you, meaning that you might end up inspiring the people around you to just raise your vibration to match who you are. So let's get started. Being forced to walk away. Let's say, for example, you've been in a job for years and years and you've tolerated it because this job pays your bill. It doesn't really fulfill you, but it was okay because it was paying your bills, and maybe your boss and your colleagues were also not so bad, which is like a case for so many people here. They know that they're not fulfilled, they know they're not passionate about it, but just because they really don't know what else to do with themselves after this job, they decide to tolerate it. Now, the minute you start raising your vibration, you'll find that something that you've been tolerating for years and years and years, and maybe not noticing anything that was wrong with it, now all of a sudden, all these wrongs will start being highlighted. You'll start noticing something is off, because quite literally you'll be on two different spectrums, two different vibrations. One person will be here, the other person will be here, right? And you cannot coexist if you're not a vibrational match to each other. So what normally happens, you'll feel so uncomfortable in that situation. It will seem off. You will start hating your job, even though before you were so okay with it. But all of a sudden, going to work will just feel weird and off for you. And your immediate response will be, I need to walk away from this. It does not make me happy. And what basically happened, it's not like the external environment changed. It did not. It's still the same colleagues, still the same clients, still the same boss, still the same salary. Nothing has changed. But just because you have shifted your vibration, you can no longer be in this kind of environment. It no longer serves the new you. So this goes to the first reaction. You might actually be forced to walk away. And this also applies to a romantic partnership. You could be having a partner that you've had for years and years and years, and things have been going okay, nothing big or nothing wrong happening. But once you start raising your vibration, now all of a sudden you might find that some drama starts ensuing between the two of you. And before, maybe you were just okay, like nothing was happening. I'm not saying that to scare you, to stop you working on yourself, but it might happen because if, quite frankly, you're on a different, again, vibration compared to where your partner is, you can't coexist. And what happens is that the environment, because you're not a vibrational match, one of you has to leave. And this is what I was talking about. You'll start feeling off in your relationship to the point that you'd rather keep off keep away because it just doesn't feel right for you. What usually happens when people see like a lot of drama is happening in their life, for most people, they get so scared, they're like, no, they actually forget to work on themselves. They'll stop the meditation, they'll stop the journaling practices because now dealing with the drama is more important. But here's my advice to you if this is something that you're struggling with. When that usually happens in your environment, it just means when you start noticing all this drama ensuing with all your relationship, it's just your ego's way of protecting itself, right? It's kind of like your ego will be causing the drama because whatever changes you're making for it feels too uncomfortable for it. So to keep you back where you are, to stop you essentially from raising your vibration further, it will cause all this drama all around you to make you stop. But the thing is, once you raise your vibration, it's impossible to go back to where you are. So you only have one option, which is you actually have two options. You can, yes, choose to stay here, in which case it will feel very, very uncomfortable for you. Or you can just more choose to forge ahead and wave all of this drama. And trust me, the person at the end that will emerge at the end will be so much better and so much grateful for all the work you've done to get yourself to that place. So never stop with the internal work if you're noticing that the environment around you is shifting. Okay, so that was one. The second thing that can happen is that person will be forced to leave, in which case now, like I said, if you and your partner are on two different spectrums, it's either you're gonna leave them or they're gonna leave you because being around you makes them uncomfortable. Your new vibration is making them feel weird. They're still stuck in their old ways. So when they start noticing you doing something that's different, something that they're not used to seeing you do, it makes them uncomfortable because in their ego or their soul is basically telling them that, hey, life could actually get so much more peaceful and happier and blissful or whatever because you're seeing your partner doing that, so you can do that too. So as a response to how now their ego will interpret that, it will be, this is too weird, this is dangerous, I'm out. I don't want to know what this is too dangerous, this is too different from what I've known all my life, so I'm out. And you might find that there's so many relationships that just break up when one person just starts working on themselves, and it's just basically because you're in two different vibrations. So if at all your new vibration scares your partner, scares the people around you, and it feels too uncomfortable for them, they might be forced to leave because they're not ready to tap into that new vibration yet. They still want to stay stuck where they are, and that's completely okay. We always obey the law of the free will. Each soul knows what is best for it at any particular time. So you cannot force a change on someone else. It has to be something that they choose for themselves. So as much as you'd want to see the best happening in for the people around you, if they're not ready to say yes to it, if they're not ready to work on themselves, there's literally nothing you can do with that. You just have to let them be and let them go through their process and figure it out on their own. So that was two. The third thing, which might happen once you start raising your vibration, is that you will start affecting your environment. You will start changing your environment. Now, you remember this partner who's all of a sudden started seeing you happier and more blissful and more joy, whatever it is, like has started seeing you new vibration. Now they'll start thinking to themselves, oh wow, that looks really good. What are you doing? Now they get curious about what you're doing because they want to be as happy as you. They want to feel that peace, that inner peace that you seem to radiate out from you so easily. They want to feel that. So they'll sit down and start looking at you and seeing what you're doing so that they can tap into that. It's the same thing that happens maybe when you start working on being healthier, which is eating right, exercising and all that. You might find that the people around you, because they're seeing the changes in you, they also want that for themselves. So all of a sudden now they'll start working out, they'll start eating right, just because you are working on yourself. You'll find that the more happier you become, the happier you make the people around you, just because they want to match your new vibration. And in order for you to coexist, they need to raise their vibration also so they can match you where you are. And that's like the most beautiful thing and the best thing that you can wish for the people around you. But remember, like I said previously, you cannot force that for someone. It's something that we want for them, but it's only when they are ready. So if they say yes right now, if they're ready right now, then you are going to change them and change them in such a positive manner. And you know the beauty of this, what I discovered like among all these three things, it's that the easiest thing you can do to shift the environment around you is just to work on yourself. That's actually what most spiritual teachers teach, that you only need to work on yourself, because the universe will always want to match your new vibration. Whatever information you're putting out, the universe will reflect it back to you. So if you're putting out good vibes, the universe will want to match that by attracting or bringing about people and situations that match your good vibes. If again you're putting out bad vibes, then you'll see that the environment around you just feels not peaceful, feels unhappy, because you're not happy on the inside. And that's the beauty of this. And I'm gonna end this video by sharing a story that I heard not recently, but a while back in one of the YouTube shorts, and it was Snoop Dogg on this particular show. He was talking about when he started working on his becoming an artist, right? He raised so much to the point that he noticed that the people around him, the people that he used to hang around with, they were still stuck where he was a while back, because he had raised so much, like he had gotten the fame, gotten the money and all that, but these people were still stuck in the same ideology, same beliefs, same environment they were in where he came from. So he realized at that moment, when he was here and he's looking down on his friends, he has two options here. So he can continue working on himself and rising higher and higher, or he can say, you know what, this is not good, let me go back to where I was before, because I don't want to lose these people. I don't want to lose the friends I've known all along. But by doing so, he realized that he will actually be doing a disservice to himself. And he thought he will not be serving these people, his friends, by going back to where he was before. And this is my message to you, that as much as it's so scary to rise so much, and maybe you might notice that you're losing so many people all around you, one thing you have to ask yourself is that, do you really want to go back to who you were? Do you really want to go back to the old you? Or do you want to continue rising and setting the pathway, showing the rest of the people the pathway to get to where you are right now, and hoping that one day you will inspire them enough for them to start working on themselves so that now they meet your new vibration? But that will never happen if you keep looking back and wanting to go back to the old you. It will never happen if you keep on holding back to the old experiences and the old people in your life, just because that felt comfortable, that felt easy. It will never happen. And the beauty of this, when you start working on yourself, is that even though they're not ready right now, even if the people around you are not ready to say yes to work on themselves, at some point in their life, because they saw you do it, even if it's years from now, it could be years, it could be days, it could be months, it could be weeks, you don't know, that's upon them. But just because they saw one person in their vicinity do it, maybe I'll give another example. Like if you hang around people who drink too much alcohol, and all of a sudden you decide, you know what, alcohol is not good for me, I'm tired of this life, I'm gonna start living a healthy life, I'm done with alcohol. At first, what will happen, like the people you're drinking buddies will be insulted by that, and they want to bring you back to where you are, because that's who they were used to. They're not used to the new you who doesn't drink. They think you're not fun. But if you stick to your guns, and then they now start seeing you rising, now because you have extra time and extra money, you started making investment, you found a better job, you started being healthier, you started dressing better, you've attracted a new partner who's amazing. Because of that, because they saw you go through that, even though before they were initially against it, you will have imprinted them like in their mind that this is actually possible for me. So what are they gonna do? Whenever they're ready, because you had demonstrated it for them, they'll be like, you know what? They'll now be coming to you and saying that, hey, man, or hey, girl, I'm ready. Show me how you got there. Because you showed them the way. So never stop working on yourself. just because you're scared of things around you changing so much, of you losing so many people or so many things that no longer serve the new you. Don't be scared to continue moving on, because trust me, the person that emerges at the end of it all is going to be someone you will fall in love with. It's going to be someone that the rest of the world will fall in love with, and the rest of the world will thank you for doing all the work. So I hope you resonate with this. Let me know down below what your aha moment for this particular video is. I always want to hear from you, and I'm sending you so much love. And if you do like the kind of content I do share out, do make sure that you subscribe, and also click on the notification bell. Make sure you ring the bell so that you might be getting alerts for each and every time I share out a post. Sending you so much love, and I do hope I will see you on the next video, when I'm going to be talking about how basically to handle all these shifts, how basically to handle anyone who might have different ideologies or different vibration from you. So I'm going to be sharing that in the next video. And also, as always, I end my video by sharing how I can actually help you tap into your best potential, tap into your soul guidance, awaken your intuition, awaken your highest potential as the soul you are, awaken your divine gifts, awaken your rewire basically anything that's been keeping you stuck, your limiting beliefs, negative emotions, thoughts that no longer serve you, all that. If you want to know more how I can actually help you with that, I do work with two modalities, one of which is soul realignment work, which is all about working with Akashic records to help you tap into your soul blueprint and clear any blocks that might still be in your soul blueprint. And the second methodology I work with is quantum flow, which is all about rewiring your nervous system and clearing any crystallization that have been formed by all these past wounds and all this past trauma that are still keeping you stuck and sending the wrong vibration out to the universe. Okay, because here's the thing, you attract who you are on the inside. So if at all your body still has a memory of who you were in the past, regardless of how much mindset you've worked, regardless of how much mindset that you've endeavored to do for yourself, as long as your body still has this memory formed in form of crystal inside of your nervous system, as long as that is there, you'll still find yourself attracting the same people, the same situation that you're working so hard to avoid right now. Because still, the vibration you'll be sending out from your body, from your physical body, will be this old vibration that you're trying to tap away from. So if you want to know how to rewire that and how to just let go of your past wounds, past trauma, check out the links down below for quantum flow methodology and also soul realignment work. And I hope I'll see you on the other side. Or also, if you have more questions on this, reach out to me via DM on Facebook or Instagram. Bye for now, and I will see you on the next video.